Well, welcome everyone to the Quantum Jump for this evening. It's a new moon Saturday night in November. It's actually November 18th, just so you'll be able to know which one this is if you attend several of these and can't tell the difference. Um, I have more people who paid for the recording than to attend tonight. And I'm still waiting for some people to get on board to attend. And then there are some people who wish to be anonymous tonight. So you may or may not see them pop in or not on the video portion, which is fine as long as you can see me. Please know that my phone is on for anyone who needs to text and let me know. And I see that there is one person who's having a problem. So if you'll just bear with me, I will get to them and let them know what the link ID name is. Here, let's see. Sorry, this is really not the way I wanted this to go, but I want to get people in here. And while we're waiting, oops, let's see. Sorry for the dead air. Just trying to answer texts from people who are having trouble getting on. Sometimes this happens the first time around if you've never done a Zoom. I know it did me back in April when I started attending Zoom meetings with another group, and it was frustrating, but it's actually very easy. So if if you have problems, I'll continue to look down, and I apologize for that. It's not really, again, the way I like to do these things, but we want to get people in on the meeting. So, hello, who's that?
Hello, that's Maggie.
Oh, hi, Maggie. Yay, you got in. We have
Hello, yeah.
we have several anonymous people on tonight, so you won't see a whole lot of video screens. And I think there's still one person who's having problems getting on. So if you will bear with me, I'm going to try to send her the same information I sent you. I don't think she's seeing it. Did you get on through the second number or the first number that I sent you, Maggie?
Oh, the first number.
The first number, okay. If you will hang with me just for a second. Um, let's see. Okay, and we'll just carry on just for the next few seconds. Are you still with us, Maggie? Maggie? Oh goodness, we lost her. Didn't have this problem the last time we did it, but still new technology for me too. So I'm just going to continue to talk, and hopefully Maggie will come back on. And those of you who are listening in, I apologize again. And those of you who are listening to the recording, I apologize as well. This isn't really the way I like to do things, as I said, but Hello. Is that you, Maggie?
Yeah, me
Okay.
again. Yes.
Okay. We're still having trouble with a couple of people, so I'm just going to go ahead and continue to talk because the people who are trying to get on have been to several of these, and this is just kind of the introductory phase. But anyway, as I said before, you can always turn your camera device off at the bottom, I think, of your screen. You'll see video. You can mute yourself, and I will mute everyone when we do go into the guided portion of the journey, so that so that there's no other sounds coming on. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm texting with another participant. Anyway, thanks to everyone. As I was saying before, we have a lot, the major portion of the people who are attending tonight wanted to attend via the recording. So this is odd for me. Usually we have at the top or the side of your screen, you'll see everybody who's attending who's on camera, and you'll be able to interact with them. But I think we have a lot of shy people tonight. So, and that's absolutely fine. That's what I like about this platform. But do feel free to chime in at any time with questions or comments, or if you want to interact with each other as well. Otherwise, I'll just continue on with the program and get people in on this. So, uh, Quantum Jump is a wonderful technique that I've been using. It's part of quantum hypnosis. Been using it for this particular program for about 10 years, and it has really changed my life. It is kind of a conglomerate of all the things I really like to use as a practice. And oh goodness, sorry. Anyway, I love to use this particular tool because it combines a lot of the things that I like to practice, which are hypnosis, meditation, and esoteric or internal yoga. I like all forms of yoga, but the internal type, where you're using your conscious awareness and using your focus, it's very important part of this. It's very subtle, but it's important. For those of you who are new to me, I've been practicing hypnosis and hypnotherapy since the mid 70s. So I've been doing it a long time, and fairly early on, because I've always been a yogi, I came in seeing energy, uh, doing healing, all kinds of things ever since I was a child. So very early on in my clinical practice, I realized that there was more going on when I was getting people, treating them with hypnotherapy, than what was happening in the present time or in their present life. And very quickly started doing regression therapy for people, and realized that they weren't just going back in their childhood, they were going into other lives that they had lived. And back in those days, we called that past life regression. It was still pretty new even then, but I'm also a very scientific person, and so I've studied quantum physics most of my adult life. And quantum physics tells us that everything in creation is made up of energy, and in fact the same energy, and it never dies. It just changes form from time to time. It changes the rate of vibration, or what we would call frequency. So to help you understand that, and I apologize for the people who've heard this lecture before, but it's good to hear it again. And you get deeper and deeper meaning from it every time. To help you understand that, think about water. So in this cup of water here, there is a liquid, and I can drink it. I could pour it out. It's liquid. The molecules of the water are moving at a certain rate of frequency. Their vibration is a certain oscillation rate or frequency. And so it's liquid. If I were to pour that water into an ice cube tray and put it in the freezer, it would get very cold, and the molecules would start to slow down in their vibration, and they would then be vibrating at a different rate of frequency, which would make them more solid and therefore form ice. It's still water, but we would call that form of vibration, that frequency, ice. And then we could put that ice cube in a pot, put that pot on the stove, turn the heat up, and very quickly the molecules start getting rapidly moving, vibrating rapidly. It turns into steam and evaporates, and again, it's still water, but it is now steam or a gas. So the same thing happens to everything. Everything changes form and vibration from time to time. Having said that, it only goes to point to the fact that everything is connected because it's all made up of the same energy, and yet there are individual signatures of everything in creation because of their rate of frequency, their vibration. So we know that when, for instance, this body dies, that there's more to this body than just the physical form. There is my consciousness, and my consciousness never dies. If it decides to take a form, it will take a form in whatever frequency it wants. The cool thing about that is that it could choose to take a form again as another human being in the same time, in another time. It could choose to take a form in any infinite number of forms. So without getting too crazy here, my consciousness, just like yours, exists forever. We're all eternal beings. We're all coming from the same creative force, and therefore we're all connected, which I think is a very beautiful idea. If you really get into that idea, then it's really very difficult to judge or hate or feel negative feelings towards anyone else if you really focus on that consciously. But that's for another lecture. What we want to talk about tonight is not only does your consciousness not ever die, but there are infinite variations of your conscious awareness in many forms, in all times and in all types of space. Really, time and space don't exist per se, but they're constructs to help us understand and organize our lives. So the mind-blowing thing is that every time you, as a free will being, makes a choice between two or more things, you not only continue your life, this reality, this focus, moving through that choice and living out your life and the consequences of that choice, but you also have created another universe where there's another variant of you living out the choice that you're not focusing on, the other choice or choices. So if you think about it, I'm a 61-year-old person. I make thousands of choices every single day. And if each one of those choices creates other universes with other me's, or what we call quantum twins in it, living out their life and their choices, I've already, even just from this life reality, created millions of other versions of me. There are infinite amounts of versions of you, each of you living out infinite amounts of choices. And the beautiful thing about it is that with this particular process, Quantum Jump, you can access any of those, and ones that you're not even aware of, that have come before this particular life reality, who may have exceeded your understanding in this reality. In other words, may be more masterful, may have achieved a highly enlightened state, may have achieved a form that does not ever get sick. And you can access any of the information that any of those other yous, those quantum twins, have with this process. And with this process, you not only visit that quantum twin and observe how they are living their lives and working through the processes that they make their choices with, but also you will, in a very deep, probably the deepest bond of unconditional love, find a way to merge with your quantum twin. And when you do that, you literally are downloaded everything you need to accomplish what you went there to ask for in this particular life focus, in your current life focus. So that is why you meet with your quantum twin. It is a reciprocal meeting. You are always there to give them what they need. You don't have to be conscious of it, and you'll see what that is later on. But it's, without getting too wordy, it's a really easy process to learn. You'll learn it tonight if you're new to it. And if you're not new to it, it will deepen your practice if you're already practicing it or have done it with me several times or at least once before. Please know that, and remember that when you do go visit your quantum twin with this guided journey that we're going to do later on, the universe, the other earth that you visit, or the other wherever that twin lives, it may not look like where you live now. It may not even look like Earth. It may not look physical, and your twin may not look like you. It may not be a human form. It may not even be physical. It may, it may be a beam of light or an energy wave or something. I've had so many of these experiences, and so have my students and my clients, where they go and maybe their twin is a turtle or a rock or a star, or a water droplet or a beam of light. And so you have to go into it with complete non-attachment to what you're going to experience, other than you will experience a deep state of relaxation, a deep state of love and connection with the beautiful part of yourself, which is, the creative universe. And then what happens when you do merge with that twin is you literally are changed. What is downloaded into you from the merging from your twin literally, even physically, rewires your DNA in this body. And so all the cells in your body that you're in now, currently in this focus right here, are going to be vibrating at a different frequency. We always go to see a twin who has achieved a higher vibration. And so in doing that, then you're able to raise your own vibration, bring it back into this reality. And because you're vibrating at a different ratio, then everything else around you starts to come into harmonic resonance with that. And things around you start to change to accommodate what your cells are sending out to the universe, whatever message you're sending. Tonight's quantum jump is an open-ended one. Sometimes I will have a theme like releasing fear, or gaining abundance or whatever. But tonight I'm going to leave it up to you. So we will spend a couple of moments in a little meditation before we move into the big event. Just getting in touch with identifying what it is we want to learn or discover or receive from our quantum twin tonight. And then you'll be guided to through the process to go meet with the twin. You don't have to consciously say, okay, I'm going to go meet with the twin that I saw last year when I worked with Deb Shakti on the planet, whatever, and she looked like this and she acted like this. No, you have to go in completely open and just know that your conscious awareness will go to exactly the right one. And when you land, you will be in the place that you need to be. Another caveat is that I've sometimes had people say, wow, when I landed, and in my experience, I didn't see anything. It was black. And they felt like they didn't accomplish it. And I say to them, well, you're much more masterful than the rest of us. If you go and there's just nothing but darkness and you don't have any kind of perceptive stimulation, stay calm, breathe, feel the love. You will always feel the love and know that you are receiving exactly what you want to receive. A highly masterful being, when they go into this deep meditative process, often will allow themselves to go into what I call the singularity, which is the deepest place you can go. It is the God spot, if you will. So don't freak out if you don't see anything, or also don't freak out if you fall asleep. Some people do go asleep because it is very, very calming, stress relieving process. If you fall asleep, don't worry about it. It's all going to be embedded in your conscious awareness, in your cellular memory, and you will remember everything you need to remember when you need to remember it, and you'll remember the technique as well. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that for a second. I'm going to check because I'm still getting messages. And if anyone has a question who does want to remain unanonymous, go ahead and ask your questions and I'll get back with you there. So, okay. So any questions? Okay. Let's see. Let me answer one more person. All right. So I thought I might start with a little story of how this process has evolved for me and actually really created a miracle manifestation for me in the last few weeks. Some of you already know the story, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself. But as I said, I've been practicing quantum jump, this form of the practice, for about 10 years. I studied under the founder, whose name is Bert Goldman, and he is just a great teacher and a very fabulous hypnotherapist. He's in his late 90s and still acts like a kid and is still learning and manifesting. But anyway, the process has become so far-reaching for me that I just almost don't think about doing it at all. It's just something I do. It's just an automatic thing that I do that is very helpful in all situations. You know, you can even use it just to gather your wits, just to calm yourself down if you're upset, to help you sleep even. It's always wonderful to be able to visit someone who loves you unconditionally, like your quantum twins do. If you're feeling ill or tired or lost. So it's a great process to use for those things. What I used it for most uh, gloriously in the last few weeks was to heal a broken leg. 4 weeks ago, I was at the dog park with my dogs, and my big giant puppy, who's not even a year old, but he weighs 100 pounds and very rambunctious. He was chasing another dog, or another dog was chasing him, big German Shepherd. And I was just standing still taking photographs of some plants, and he smashed into my leg and broke it. And I was pretty sure it was broken when it happened. But I went to the doctor the next day, and yes, indeed, it was broken. And there were some other things that happened too. They thought I had torn ligaments in my knee and everything. So it was a pretty not a fun injury. And it set me back. I was angry. I'm like, okay, I have so much planned and so much on my plate, and now I can't do anything, at least for the next couple weeks, because I couldn't get around. And they wanted me to be really still for a while, for a few days, just to, let the healing start after they had set the leg. So I was a little bit down, and then because I couldn't really do anything, and I'm not a television watcher, I got tired of reading, which is unusual for me, but I decided to go into meditation and to listen to my inner voice. And I asked to go to see the quantum twin that was going to help me the most. And so it was pretty open-ended, and I did the quantum jump, saw a quantum twin, and what I found was that this twin was able to not only heal physical conditions in her body quickly, sometimes instantaneously, but also learned, had mastered new technologies, and was quite the techno geek, if you will. And so I didn't really know how all that was going to pan out, and I won't go through the whole story, but I merged with my twin, and I just felt all this love, and I just felt all this acceptance of what was happening in my life. And when I came out of the process, I was okay with having to lay around for a few days. I'm like, oh, now I've got time to learn a new system, including this one that we're using tonight. There's still a whole lot for me to learn, but at least I know how to use it to get through, meeting with people, and I meet with people all the time. I had a full book of appointments with clients. I had a workshop scheduled, and I couldn't do any of that because I couldn't get around. I wasn't even supposed to get around on crutches for the first couple days. And so I quickly learned how to use this technology, moved everybody into being a phone or Skype or a Zoom client, and we were on our way. And what happened was I had twice the work that I normally have, which I'm usually pretty busy, but I was working all the time. And for those of you who've ever worked with me, the energy is really intense, super intense, and very powerful when we work together. So I was almost nonstop in energy exchange with all of these clients and students for many, many days for the first couple of weeks. And I felt fabulous. I felt wonderful. I wasn't in pain. I was like, man, this doesn't feel like any other broken bone or torn ligaments I've ever had in my life. And believe me, I've had a lot, because I'm a clumsy athlete. But anyway, so I went to my first 2-week visit with my doctor, and they did a bunch of imaging, and he came back in and he said, he was shaking his head. And I thought, oh gosh, I feel great. Why is he shaking his head? There's something wrong here. And I said, well, what's the bad news? And he's like, well, there's no bad news. Your bones are healing like a teenager's bones. And the torn tissues that we thought you had, they don't show tears anymore. And what are you doing? And he's also a good friend of mine. So he knew what I was doing. And we just laughed and he said, well, just keep doing it. You're about 6 weeks ahead of schedule on your healing, but just, use your crutches and be careful. So, and come back in 2 weeks. So again, I felt great. I went back and visited the same twin. I didn't do it consciously, but I went back in and decided to visit my quantum twin again and see if there was any more information I could get. And I was downloaded even more knowledge, energy, and for want of a better word, more capability to be open to the miraculous things that we can do with our conscious awareness. And when I came out, I just felt fabulous. And, for the next 2 weeks, I thought, God, why am I even on these crutches? This feels weird. I don't feel like I need it at all. I feel strong. But, I still did what I was supposed to do. Went back in, had all the imaging, had all the assessment tests again. And my friend, the doctor, came back in and he said, stand up and just walk back here with me. And I went to get my crutches. He's like, don't worry about those. You don't need them. And he said, basically, the fracture's healed completely. And all of the soft tissues are healed. There's nothing wrong with your leg. But come back and let me show you. And he showed me all of the imaging work from the time it was hurt to that time. And in just, it was actually less than 4 weeks. In less than 4 weeks, it was completely healed. And he said, I'm just dumbfounded, but congratulations. You can go back to doing your normal stuff and keep doing what you're doing. And so I wanted to share that with you guys because I have had a lot of great healing experience in my body, some miraculous things over the years, but that one kind of really stood out for me because it was documented with x-rays and with all of these manipulation tests and everything, all this documentation that doesn't make sense to most people in the allopathic world. So, I guess my message to you tonight is if you have something that you need to fix in your life, whether it's a physical injury or an illness, or maybe it's your finances, or it's your love life, or it's just you want to be happier, or maybe you want to just live in a world that is not so crazy. Use this process and keep using it. The more you practice it, the better your life gets. And the better your life gets, the higher your vibration, the higher the vibration of everyone around you. It's just an incredible process. So I just wanted to share that story because it was a great victory for me, at least to speak to this process. And again, I'm sorry. There are people who are just trying to figure out how to get on here. Okay, so again, are there any questions or any comments from anyone before we go into this? We may not have to spend a whole 2 hours tonight since we don't have as much. Usually when we do this, there is a group who's discussing, and so the discussion time takes quite a bit of time. But if you have any questions right now, unmute yourself, and I'd be happy to answer anything or discuss anything with you for the next few minutes till we go into we'll take a tiny little break and then we'll go into the main event. Okay, well, I guess everybody's pretty comfortable. So what I'd like to do is just start with taking a couple of moments to get really quiet, and we're going to just get real still, and I'm going to guide you through a tiny little meditation that will help you decide what the focus of your jump is going to be. Since this one is an open-ended one, like I said, you get to choose what you want to do with it. Just get really comfortable. Make sure you're nowhere where you're going to be distracted. And just close your eyes. Take a couple of deep cleansing breaths, just inhaling peace and exhaling and relaxing. And just let yourself become very comfortable where you are. Your eyes closed down. And just focus on your breath. Give yourself permission now to just listen to the sound of my voice. And maybe feel your breath moving in and out of your body. Allow yourself to go deeply within. That's right. Just relax. And please know that everything that happens in this session is really happening through me via you. Although there are many people listening to this and participating, each person is hearing what they need to hear through my voice, but it's really their higher self speaking to them expressly. So each person may hear something completely different than the person next to them. I think that's wonderful because it really speaks to the power of who you are. An infinitely wise, unlimited creator. And so I want you to go deeply into that high, divine part of yourself. And just let yourself relax and then perhaps ask yourself, what is it that I need to work on tonight? What do I need to ask my quantum twin for help with? Just ask yourself that now and let yourself be quiet and relaxed and listen for the answer or feel the answer. Just take the next few moments to allow yourself to receive that if you don't already know. All right. And then if there's anyone who wasn't able to identify something for themselves, just know that that's okay too. Your higher self is going to take you to meet with the twin that has the most to share with you that's most relevant for what you're going through in your life reality now, your current life reality. So if you would like, we can take a little 3 to 5 minute break. Let's just say 3 minutes, since there are very few actually live with us tonight. I have 7:45, so at 7:48 or so, come back. So I highly recommend you run to the restroom, grab a drink or something, because and maybe dim your lights or whatever you want to do to get comfortable, because we're going to go into the process itself here in just a few minutes. Thanks. All right. Give it just another minute or so. I think someone else may still be trying to get back with us. For those of you who are using video, you can tell of the people who are using video who come and go, but you can't see the other people I have on my sidebar, which are the audio only, or just the ones who phoned in using the phone. So, oh great. Okay, so we've already kind of gotten into a comfortable state. Hopefully you'll be able to go even more deeply into a relaxed state now. And so what I'd like for you to do is to really, really get comfortable, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in with me. Release the breath. Take another deep breath in. And let that breath go. And continue to just breathe deeply. And just let your body kind of sink in wherever you are. Let that body just go. Feel yourself relaxing deeper and deeper as you do when you're falling asleep, or as you do when you are going into a deep form of meditation. With your eyes closed, allow yourself to just listen to the sound of my voice and trust that everything that is happening, everything that you're experiencing, is coming from the deepest part of yourself. It's a beautiful experience each time you practice this. Allow yourself to relax from your top of your head to the tips of your fingers and toes. Let your body begin to kind of dissolve away out of your conscious awareness, knowing that it will be working automatically, doing exactly what it needs to do. And as you are going through this process, it will be kind of coming into a coherence with the new energy that you're bringing in. So it should feel better and better, more and more relaxed as you go on. This is a rejuvenating process. If at any time you happen to hear in your own environment any sounds or things that might usually distract you, unless it's an emergency situation, don't let yourself be distracted. Just allow it to pass by your conscious awareness and not take you from this deep, deep state of peace. So I'm going to take a moment here to kind of take you deeper. I want you to imagine that the end of your tailbone is like a little cord that's unfurling, maybe a little tail, like a lizard's tail, and it's unfurling. And it reaches down through the place where you're relaxing, down through the floor, down through your building, or wherever you are, down, down, down. It starts to break through the earth's crust and just connecting with the good earth, this beautiful planet that we live on. It has a special vibration of its own. Mother Gaia, her own living being. And as your tail, your cord begins to go deeper and deeper down through all of the geologic layers, you might feel the little grains of sand or the pieces of rock as you move through easily and effortlessly and so quietly and quickly, down, down, down. And the deeper you go, the better you feel. You feel the different layers. Perhaps you're sensing what's underneath the ground. And eventually you get to the center, the core. And there you find a beautiful pulsating jewel. It's warm, it's light, and you wrap your tail or your cord around it, and you begin to suck up energy from Mother Earth's heart into this cord, this tube. And that energy is a beautiful light that goes up through and reaches completely up through those depths and comes back up into your spinal cord, through your tailbone. And you see yourself lighting up with the resonance of Mother Earth, her beautiful, beautiful light. It feels so good to receive this energy and to let yourself relax even more deeply now. As you receive it, it begins to comfort and relax you even more deeply. You pull that energy in, lighting up your core, lighting up your hips, your back, your legs, lighting up, going deeper and deeper into peace and into a sense of well-being, lighting up your feet and your toes, going upwards into your upper belly, into all your organs and systems and all your bones, all your muscles, everything lighting up into your heart, your upper back, your chest. And you feel this light, this earth light flowing into your shoulders, down your arms, into your hands and fingers, and up through your neck and your throat, into your face, into your jaws, into your head, swirling around there, balancing and healing and comforting. And you feel pleasantly protected and cared for by Mother Earth. And so you relax even more deeply. And then the crown of your head begins to open up like a shutter, and you feel light pouring in from the deepest reaches of creation, divine light. And you feel that energy flowing down through the head, through the face, through the throat and the neck, down through the spine, lighting up the body in the same way that the earth's energy did, and yet now it's blending with the earth's energy. Universal divine energy with earth, all flowing through you. And this feels so wonderful that you go 1,000% more deeply into peace. Very centered, very grounded, and yet very connected to the all that is. Now I'm going to count you down from 10 to 1 just to really get you into a deep state of peace and allow yourself to really relax. Because the more you relax, the deeper you'll go, and the deeper you go, the more open you are to the realities that are going to present themselves to you very quickly here. And so we begin. 10, deeply relaxed. 9, going deeper. 8, feeling any leftover tension in the body draining out through the fingers and toes, going back to the earth to be recycled into a different kind of energy, a more vibrant, finer energy. 7, relaxing even more deeply. 6, feeling yourself just really allowing, surrendering to the goodness that you can trust is happening. 5, so deeply relaxed, if I asked you to lift up your right pinky finger, you really couldn't. And even if you tried, it would make you even go deeper into peace, into relaxation. And so relax, release, let go. Go deeper and deeper as we go to 4. So relaxed now. You feel as if you're out of your body, letting the body heal and rest as you expand your conscious awareness. 3, 2, and finally 1. 1. one. And it's here as you are deeply, perfectly relaxed, you realize you really are one with all of the universe, the multiverse, the infiniverse, however you want to say it. And it feels so lovely to be this connected, this peaceful, nothing to do, nowhere to go really, just enjoying, giving yourself permission to rest. And it's here that you realize that you have brought your consciousness to a beautiful crystal cave. And in this crystal cave, you are amazed as you begin to look around at the colors that are coming through the prismatic spectrum of the beautiful, powerful crystalline structures that make up this secret sanctuary that you've created for yourself. You see a vibrant red, and you feel your body buzzing with this color. It feels powerful and strong. It's the most beautiful red you've ever seen. You see orange, and the orange brings an excitement and a pleasure. It's almost as if you have a buzz flowing through you of creative, almost sensual energy. It's all right to feel pleasure. It's a gift. Allow yourself to feel that now. You see a bright ray of yellow encompassing you from one of the crystals, and that yellow brings forth a deep sense of understanding and assimilation, all the wisdom that you've accumulated for yourself over the ages. And you feel very centered and very balanced, trusting that you know what you know. And there's beautiful green light that's coming from some of the crystals. And that green light makes you feel the deepest, deepest sense of love. And in fact, as you feel that deep sense of love, perhaps memories start to come up for you of times when you may have felt love in your existence. That might have been when you felt like someone or something loved you, or vice versa. Remember not to limit yourself on this feeling of love and then let the memories come up. It may not even be with another human being. It may have something to do with a pet, or with a beautiful sunset, or looking at the stars. Let those memories of love, whatever they are for you, come to you now. And let them immerse you in a sea of love as this green light penetrates your very being. But do this now. Good. And feeling immersed in the wash of love, I'd like for you to now program yourself to be able to feel this feeling state, because it is a super ultra high vibrational state, the feeling of love. So take the tip of your tongue and place it to the roof of your mouth, just anywhere. And once you do that, tell yourself inwardly, every time I do this, I will instantly and even more deeply feel this beautiful sense of love. Do this now. And now that you've programmed yourself with what we call the Bhaga Mudra, the mudra being it's a little esoteric pose from yoga, tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. You've now programmed yourself to get to this high vibrational state anytime, anywhere. Every time you use it, it becomes more and more powerful. So I encourage you to use it all the time, whenever you can think of it. Immerse yourself in the sea of love. And as we move on through the cave, we notice a beautiful, bright sky blue color emanating from some of the crystals. And we begin to hear tones that are so pleasant and so beautiful emanating from these crystals. It's like the music of the spheres, the voices of the angels. You feel as if you could sing yourself. Perhaps you envision yourself doing that. And the color indigo comes next from some of these highest vibrating crystals. The color of the midnight sky, purple, blue, black. And you begin to realize that you can connect telepathically to anyone or anything in creation. That you can hear, perceive, receive, and transmit information because you're connected to all of life and all of life is connected to you. And this is very comforting to you because you begin to realize that there's a lot more for you to discover in life than you ever thought possible. And then there is a brilliant bright white right ahead of you, the highest vibrational crystal. It's gigantic, and you stand before it. And as you stand before it, you reach your hands out and touch it, and you feel its texture. And you take note of its beauty, its enormous size. It's way bigger than you are. And it begins to shimmer. And then it's like a portal opening up and inviting you. And it's here that we will move from this reality to whatever quantum reality the twin that you need to visit with lives in. I'm going to guide you through the portal now, knowing that you'll go to the exact place that you need to go to without any hesitation, easily and effortlessly and safely and quietly. I'm going to count you down from 3 to 1. And as I count you down, inwardly, silently, I'd like for you to say the number 3 times and visualize it 3 times. And at the end of the last number 1, I'm going to instruct you to just jump through the portal. You'll go through infinite universes, space and time instantly, and you will land in the perfect reality for you where your twin resides. And so we begin. Relax. See the portal before you. 3, 2, 1. Now jump through the portal. Travel instantly and land. Land in the reality where your quantum twin lives. Allow yourself to gain orientation here. Maybe by trying to perceive your own hands and reminding yourself that perception may be totally different here. You may not use your eyes or your ears or your nose or your mouth or your hands, your feelings here, but you will be able to perceive in some way. Remember, even if it's just black, feel your hands being there. And then once you've gained orientation of your presence in this place, allow your perceptive awareness, however that works for you here, to open up more. Take a look around, take a feel around, explore a little bit, and trust that you will start to notice where your twin is. Remember not to have any judgment or forethought or analysis about any of this. Allow yourself to take a look around and eventually to identify your twin. Do this now. And if you haven't already identified your twin, trust that your twin is there with you. Allow yourself to now merge with your twin. Let your twin merge with you. And remember, merging may be holding hands if they have a physical bipedal presence. It may be embracing each other. It may be making love. It may be dancing. It may be swimming through the universe. It may be being enveloped by them if they are a beam of light or a wave of energy. But whatever you do, allow yourself to merge in the deepest sense of unconditional love that this twin has for you and you for it. Merge with your twin now and receive all the information, the tools, the resources, the wisdom, everything you need to accomplish what you came here to accomplish. Merge with your twin in love now. And now, having merged with your twin in the deepest state of unconditional love and receptivity and giving, know that you have received exactly what you need to accomplish what you wanted to accomplish in this session. It not only has been energetically downloaded into your field, into your aura, but it is now working its way down from the auric template into your physical body, into your mental body, into your emotional body. All of the information, all of the resources, all of the experiences, all of the feelings, all the tools that you need to accomplish what you set out to do today are now literally rewiring your DNA in your current body, in your current reality focus. Often, this results in physical balancing and healing as well. If you had conditions or concerns, you may find them easily coming into harmony now. If you had financial concerns or any other concern in your life, you'll find that they start to balance out as well. Because as your cells begin to vibrate in this newer vibration, this newer frequency that you have received from this very enlightened and accomplished twin, everything starts to work more harmoniously with that vibration. And so you will see many, many different results, even if that wasn't what you came in to work on tonight in some of these areas as well. Remember that life is holistic. Nothing is separate. And so, as you heal one area, as you solve one problem, as you gain more information and wisdom about another subject, everything in your life is affected in the same rate of positivity and enlightenment. And so, feeling very grateful for what you have received, it's now time to disengage from your twin and to become your individual selves again. Still very connected, always able to visit at any time you like, but now to take on your individual selves. And so as you begin to separate with the deepest gratitude and with no analysis or forethought or judgment, you reach into your heart to give your twin the perfect thank you gift. Reach into your heart now and retrieve that gift and look at what you've retrieved and notice it. And then bowing in gratitude and love, offer it to your twin, who accepts it with the deepest gratitude and love as well. Because what you didn't know before, you now know. This gift that you're giving your twin was what they were waiting for all of this lifetime for. It was the perfect gift. And so you have equally exchanged in this session. Now it is time to say goodbye to your twin, and so you turn and face the portal. You bid your twin goodbye. And much like we did coming through, I'll count you through the numbers 1 through 3, this time going up from 1 and to 3. And each number that I say, I want you to silently repeat inwardly and visualize inwardly 3 times. And when you get to the last 3, I'll guide you to jump through the portal back into your current reality, feeling rejuvenated, relaxed and yet energized, in perfect harmony with the new vibration that you've taken on, having received exactly what you needed tonight. to accomplish what you came to accomplish. Feeling wonderful, remembering everything. And so we begin. 1, 2, 3. Now jump through the portal and move instantly through the infinite universes that are all around you, coming back to your current life focus. Begin to come back and pour yourself back into your body, back into your mind. Begin to feel your body now slowly. And notice that it may actually feel different to you. It may feel more luscious, more delightful. It might feel like it felt on your very best day in your life so far. Perhaps you've never felt this good. Begin to feel all of your bones coming back and all of your muscles and your tissues, all of your systems and organs and glands. Feel everything coming back in perfect working order. And allow yourself to take some breaths in and feel the coolness of the air as you breathe it in and the warmth of the air as you breathe it out. Begin to feel your heart beating, your blood pulsing through your veins. Feel the temperature of the air on your skin. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and stretch, blink your eyes, yawn. Eventually coming fully back, awake and aware, and ready to take on all the new adventures that you have set up for yourself with these new gifts, these new abilities, this new information. Come all the way back now. That's right. Perfect. Allow yourself to really feel grounded once again. Feel your grounding cord that is still wrapped around the heart of Mother Earth. Just feel the Earth's energy once more. And then once you feel yourself back, allow that cord to retract, to come back up into your body, bringing with it all that good energy, and allow the crown of the head to close down, still receiving energy, but not just being fully open, so that you are you. And once you've done that, know that you are complete, at least for this part of the process. What I like to tell people is that doing a quantum jump, doing this process is like taking a time release capsule of medicine. You take it, and about 15 or 20 minutes later, you start to feel a little pain relief or whatever, but it lasts for, many, many hours, and it continues to work. So whatever insights, whatever feelings you had in this session, it's just kind of scratching the tip of the iceberg, if you will. The process continues to work. It continues to deepen. It continues to become more rich and more informative for you, and more powerful as the moments, the days, the weeks, the months go by. Don't be surprised if you have deeper meditations than ever before, if you have more vivid and dreams that you're able to recall and understand more, or that you start noticing way more synchronicities in your life, and you noticing all the opportunities that are around you, that have always been around you, but you just weren't vibrating in the right frequency to be able to recognize them. And so now you are. And that's how this stuff works. So I will open the floor now to anyone who might wish to ask any questions or give any commentary about the experience, be sure that you unmute yourself, and please don't be shy. If you have any questions or comments, please go ahead now. Well, and as happens sometimes in my group sessions, sometimes people just don't want to talk about their experience in public. And that's perfectly fine. You know that each of you has complete access to me. You can always send me a little email with or a Facebook message with your question or your observance. I hope that you will. I also have a Facebook private group for Quantum Jump participants that if you're interested in joining the conversation there and sharing and interacting with each other about what you experienced, and you're not already a member of the group, just send me a message and I'll be happy to get you on with that group. But I'm always happy to answer questions offline once we're finished with our sessions. Some days it may take me a day or two before I can get back to you with the answer, but I try very hard these days to get my responses back as quickly as possible. I just, most days I get about 200 emails. So it takes a while to get through a lot of those, especially if there are some difficult or lengthy things that need to be discussed. So do be patient with me. Okay, I'm just going to open the floor one more time to any kind of questions or comments. If we don't have any in the next minute or so, we'll close this session off, and I will thank all of you. But once again, I offer: is there anyone who would like to speak? All right. Well, thank you again to all of you who participated live tonight, including all of the anonymous people, and also to all the people who paid for the recording. Since you weren't able to interact live, again, please do send me any questions or comments or anything that you have, and I would be happy to interact with you that way, or we can speak on the phone if we have a moment or two, if something's really pressing once you listen to this and experience it. So thank you once again. I really love and appreciate all of you. I apologize for the little glitches tonight for some of you who were having troubles. I'm still learning this technology as well. It should get better and better. And I'm just very grateful for it, because there are some of you who live continents away who are able to be part of this. And I love that we can all be together. It's another sign to me that we're becoming more and more aware that we are really all connected, and we are all one. So having said that, I will leave you tonight. I give you my blessings. I send you my energy, my gratitude, and my love. And namaste.